Every now and then, you have one of those experiences that changes something for you, where you walk away so uplifted and so excited about the future that you just can't hardly contain it. Well, last weekend was one of those experiences for me, and I want to share a little bit about it with you. Now, many of you know that over the last weekend, we had a great event where we invited all of you to come participate with us. Now, we know many of you were not able to attend, and we wish we could have live streamed the whole event. But since we couldn't, I want to share a little bit with you about what happened. Thursday night, we had many of you, members of Project 24, over to Jim's house where we had a phenomenal dinner. Jim's wife prepared some great food. We shared lots of good conversation. We networked and met lots and lots of other internet marketers who are at different phases of building their websites. And we had a great discussion about YouTube and how we can use YouTube to grow our passive income websites. Then on Friday, the real work began. We started at 7:30 in the morning. We shared some fantastic information with each other back and forth, learning and growing together. Jim shared some phenomenal information about how to stay motivated no matter how hard it gets, and how many people we know personally, have given up for silly reasons during the hard phases of websites. Here's a short excerpt from that talk.
So when you're starting your website, I want you to think about it constantly, the implication of what's happening. You're seeing an incredible potential, incredible success that can come, but really your mind is saying, stay in your lane, sister. Do not do this. It is scary out there. Did you see the movie Croods? Remember, they're like, if you go out the cave, you die, right? So we're seeing the potential. What I want you to do is, instead of thinking too much about what can be done, it paralyzes you. It starts to heat things up in your life and you freeze and do nothing. Instead, I want you to think of it as a natural and logical consequence of your work. Don't think about the outliers, because Ricky and I have built site after site. We know the recipe works. Really, we just have to follow it. And the number one thing that's going to keep us from getting there is the thermostat. When we feel like it's getting a little hot in here for a little Jim to handle something like this. Eventually, you can just break the thermostat. You can just absolutely shatter the thing. When you see a success and you do not freeze and you say, all right, what's next? And you do that enough times in your life and you can just knock things down one after another. And we all know people like that, who just like everything they touch, it turns to gold. Anybody know somebody like that? Somebody who just drives you crazy with the things they do. Parachuting in the morning. And then, that guy that just drives you crazy, it's that they busted the thermostat years ago. And now the things that would mostly make us freeze, they just do. And they can keep moving on.
We talked about how to pick the right niche for you, for those who hadn't picked a niche yet. And for those who already do have a niche, we worked on our writing. We talked about how to improve our writing so that we could win higher Google rankings, so we could win the snippet more often, and so that we could get more traffic to our website. And through that really, really helpful content, earn more income for ourselves and for our families. We went around the room and helped each other with many of the technical issues that we face on our websites, dealing with WordPress and plugins and analytics, things that a lot of people really, really struggle with in the early days of building their websites. And you helped each other. We talked about how to make our websites as helpful as they can possibly be and how to turn them into something far greater than we ever imagined. We talked about monetizing our websites with ads and how to make sure you can get approved by one of the premium ad brokers and optimize ads on your websites to earn you as much as possible while still having a great user experience for the people on your website. Here's just a little bit of what I shared about ads. Most affiliate marketing websites you guys have seen are just full of spammy links to Amazon. They just want you to click, and you hardly trust the helpfulness of the information. You don't have to do that anymore because now every page on your website is monetized. Now, ads aren't new. There's nothing new about ads. But the way that we're able to do ads now is just so much more effective. For years, we just stayed away from ads. Google AdSense you'd hardly earn anything. It's not even hardly worth it. There's very little control over the ads that appear on your site. It's just not a great experience, and you earn so little that you have to place ads all over the place to make any money. And that's kind of the direction people have gone. And in recent years, we have other options. The next thing you should do, if you're going to apply for one of these ad brokers, stage your site, make it look good. Make sure the formatting, make sure the theme is all how you want it to look. They're going to send off your URL to a bunch of advertisers to approve. And as we've talked with AdThrive, we've asked them about this process. Most of these advertisers are going to look at your website for a few seconds, and they're going to make a judgment call. Is this a website that we're okay with Dove soap or with our brand being associated with? We spent a lot of time working on our websites, and we broke out into small groups so that we could help individuals with the issues that they're facing on their websites today. We looked at the current roadblocks and we stepped right over them. We found a brick wall and we broke right through. And at the end of the day, all of us walked away with our websites one step closer to where we need them to be. And we walked away with new friends, new people that we know will help us to be more accountable as we continue on our passive income journeys. Now, what I'm hearing from those of you who attended is that you are now on fire. You walked away from this event ready to get to work. And many of you didn't even wait a day. While you're waiting in the airport, you are researching and you are typing and you are creating helpful content for your websites. I see others of you who have found an accountability partner who's going to help you to never quit, no matter how hard it gets. And now I have a new group of friends, people who I've met in person for the first time after only knowing you virtually before. People that I feel comfortable calling my friends and who I'm excited to see the future of your websites. Jim and I could not be more inspired, impressed, and humbled by what we saw in the people who attended this event. It takes a special kind of person to hear a 1-minute pitch in a single YouTube video and to book a plane ticket to Boise, Idaho in the middle of October to participate in an event like this. Now we know there are many more of you who would have been here if it was even remotely possible, and we wish we could have live streamed the whole event. But 11 and a half hours of workshop with breakout groups and everything, it just was not feasible. We wish you could have been here. Many of you were here in spirit. And for those of you who couldn't attend, we sincerely hope that we'll see you at a future Internet Marketing Summit.